Hey, let's talk some soccer. So I noticed when I was looking at the FIFA Club World Cup groups that one of the teams participating is Juventus. And even though I primarily want to cover the MLS teams, I did notice that Juventus is playing. And if you don't know, U.S. soccer fans should know that Weston, Mckennie and Timothy Weah both play for Juventus, two of our main starters for the U.S. national team. So I want to give a quick analysis of how I think they're going to do in this tournament. All right, my first takeaway is this is a huge deal since these two players chose not to participate in the Gold Cup and instead they're opting to play for Juventus. I actually think it's a good idea. This is a higher profile competition than the Gold Cup, and I think if they do well, it'll really go far to maybe earn them new contracts, raise the profile of our players in our pool, and also build confidence going into the new season, which will end with the World Cup next summer. So I think although players like Pulisic opted just not to play at all because he's tired, I think Weston, Mckennie, and Timothy Weah are making the right decision by opting not to play in the Gold Cup and to play in the FIFA World Cup with Juventus. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they do. All right, here's my second takeaway. If these players don't do well in this Club World Cup, I think it's only going to hurt their chances of working their way back into the U.S. national team. I think it's going to be a little easier for Weston McKennie because, as you've seen in these last few games, our midfield is really not that reliable. There's whether it's injuries or bad performances from Johnny Cardoza or just anyone we've tried in the midfield doesn't seem to be working out. Tyler Adams is a great player, but he always seems to be coming off an injury, so I worry about him. Weston McKennie might be able to get away with having a bag tournament and still be one of our number one choices for the midfield of the national team, but Timothy Weah really needs to have a good tournament and a good season to cement himself as a bona fide starter for the national team. One thing that the U.S. seems to be producing is wingers, and we've gotten away from being the country that always has world-class goalkeepers, and now it seems like we're producing more wingers. I'm curious to see how Jack McGlynn develops. I don't know if he's world-class, but it sure is nice to see young guys getting a chance and scoring goals on the national level. So let's see how this impacts Timothy Weah's and Weston McKennie's chances and stock with the national team. My third observation is that as a U.S. soccer fan, this has to be must-see TV. I mean, seeing some of our guys, some of our European-based players that we don't get to see because they don't play in the MLS or the USL, and getting to see them on TV in prime time, playing other teams in competitive fixtures is going to be exciting. I know that they're playing a team from Morocco and I think a team from United Arab Emirates that, of course, every team here has earned their place and they should be competitive matches. But if you've looked at the group and you've looked at the calendar, you know that the most entertaining and probably most appealing match of this first round is going to be Man City versus Juventus. So put it on your calendars to watch Man City versus Juventus, and let's see how our American boys do. All right, talk to you soon.